Hey everybody, thank you so much for all of your participation on my Facebook page. Things have been going real well. A lot of you are into the storm and are excited about it, and some of you are scared. Maybe we're not going to get as much as we originally thought, and others think we're going to get more than we thought, and we got all kinds of opinions, which is great. That's what this is all about. Nobody's got the right answer. It's just you're trying to figure it out based on a lot of different things. Now, one of the things that I think the local meteorologists have made a mistake with is they have really jumped on models. They've looked at the models, and some of the models, especially the American models, the NAM and the GFS, were showing a minor hit. They really were not showing a big storm. But the Euro has consistently shown a pretty big hit to a very big hit off the East Coast. Now, granted, the last run of the Euro, which came out, right now it's 140, the last run of the Euro came out and it was a little bit less, and the last few runs have been a little bit less moisture, but it's not going to make that much of a difference. But the NAM, which I had a real problem with last night, that people were hugging that model and saying, oh, it's going out to sea, we're not going to get much more than 2 to 4 inches or whatever, or 4 to 8. Well, that model's come back west again, and it's not surprising to me. Sometimes the models have what is called feedback issues, and they don't initialize correctly. It's like if you were going to run from your corner to your house, you would run in that direction. But if you're not on your corner, if you're on the other corner and you run straight, you're going to get further and further away from your house. You're not going to get closer to your house. You started in the wrong spot. And that's what's happening with these models right now. Sometimes they're initializing incorrectly. So they have low pressure that they think is currently in one location, and it's 50 miles or 25 miles west of that location to begin with. So if it's already 25 miles off or 50 miles off to begin with, as you go further and further along in the forecast, you're going to get further away from reality. It's just going to keep magnifying over time. So if they don't initialize right, can you look at the model and say, okay, storm's over? Doesn't make sense. You got to look at the models as guidance, and that's all they are, is just guidance. Nothing more than that. They're just guidance. What a model says is not what's going to happen 100%. And there's all different models. So the GFS, I'm not even worried about it, that it's off the coast. I'm not concerned about it at all. The NAM came west again. I figured that was going to happen. Yeah, the Euro's been a little bit up and down with the numbers, but if you look at the current observations, it looks great. There's rapid intensification right now off the South Carolina coast, and that is indicative of a storm that's going through bombogenesis. It's going to develop, and it's going to rapidly develop and drop a lot of millibars very quickly. The other thing is, it looks like it's a little bit further west than originally planned, even on the Euro. So it's west of even the Euro's original call. So that's going to be helpful if you want snow along the I-95 corridor. It looks like it's not going to be a very fast-moving storm. There's what's called a 50-50 low up near Greenland that's going to act as a block upstream, so the storm can't just race up the coast. It's got to slowly come up the coast. That means you got more time under heavy snow bands. You don't have a quick mover. So all of these things are happening now. The trough, if you want snow, you want a negative tilt to the trough, which means it's going to tilt back towards the coast instead of straight up and down or out to the east. Well, right now we have what looks like a trough that's tilting negative already, and it's earlier than anticipated, and it could be sharper than anticipated. So that would argue for a more westward push for the low. So my call is the same. I'm not changing it. It's 15 to 20 inches in and around Philadelphia. I think more as you get towards Trenton and up towards New York City. I'm still looking at 20 inches easy in New York City, and potentially 30 in New York City, and perhaps more than that in the New England area. So thanks so much for your participation, not just visiting the page, but also your posts and your questions. I know I can't answer them all, obviously. I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of them over the last couple of days, but I'm trying my best to answer as many as I can. Thanks for being a part of it, and don't worry, we're getting it. It's coming. More updates later. Thanks.